What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Monday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And we are back after a very exciting Sunday. It was all over the place on Sunday. We had to kind of go a bit off the beaten path. We do not get Stevens. Sam Stevens kind of fell apart. He was looking good for a little while. But Patrick Cantlay came in the top 10, let alone top 5. So we got that right. Willie Z made a little bit of a charge, but finished tied for, I think, 23rd. So didn't get near the top 10, but the Creighton Blue Jays on the hook. We got very lucky there. The Blue Jays lose by 6. We kept the number closed 5.5. So hopefully you guys bet it at 6.5. And you got the win there with the Jays on the road at St. John's. Heck of a game, but I thought that number was too heavy at 6.5, and I was just right. And then Chevrolet, through a miracle finish, those wrecks were unbelievable. I mean, incredible collisions at the end, as what we normally see with the Great American Race. We wind up winning that with the Chevrolet and William Byron coming out of the clouds to win that race for us to go 3-2 on the day, up 1.25 units. And by my count, that takes us to a winning week by just 0.1. So I might be wrong about that, but my math has it as we're a winning week just a little bit, though. We may have won more than that, but a winning week nonetheless. Always take it, even if it's just by a tenth. It's still a winning week for us here in the month of February. So we will continue rolling here into another week on to Monday. Again, this is a very wonky week. There is no NBA basketball happening until the end of the week due to the All-Star break. The NHL, we will have Team USA and most likely Team Canada play on Thursday, but Team USA plays on Tuesday, right? That they play, or is it on Monday? I can't remember who plays. I think it is. Let's see. The Four Nations face-off it's today. You can bet it if you want, but I mean it's USA and Sweden and Canada and Finland. The only thing you could do is bet Canada on the puck line and just say, okay, but that's minus 155 on Canada on the puck line. It's ridiculous. Minus 410, 6.5 is the total there. Canada will win that game. Okay, Canada's winning that game. Just a matter by how many goals will Canada win that game by. If they win it in regulation, I think they have to win it in regulation. So let me see if there's a bet you can make with Canada inside of 60. Yeah, there is. It's minus 280. Minus 280. So if you want to bet that, feel free and bet that. Canada minus 280 for the Four Nations if you want. That's a good play. It's extremely expensive. I'm not going to do it, but Canada's going to win. Team USA is going to play on Thursday up against Canada here in New England, in Boston, for the Four Nations final. It's going to be an absolute war. If you missed that game, my gosh, did Canada and U.S. what a night. What a start. 3 fights in 9 seconds, and then Team USA wins the game 3-1. It was unbelievable. It was just incredible. It was the best sporting event of the weekend, and there were some great sporting events this past weekend, but that Team USA's win over Canada was the best sporting event. So we'll have that game again. So it's a weird week because of, all there really is college basketball. That's kind of it. We don't have a ton of stuff to get into here for, golf starts next weekend, and NASCAR, we bet it on Sunday. So we're into a strange part. We'll get further into college and NBA basketball, obviously, as the month progresses and we get to the month of March. But right now we're limited. So another small card for us here on a Monday. But before we tell you about the picks here for today, let's make an announcement for you guys. Who won the signed Michael Strahan jersey? We can announce that the signed Michael Strahan Giants jersey, the winner is Mr. Josh 187. Please get in touch with our customer support agents at mailbag@fantasypros.com with your mailing address and proof of your subscription to the Betting Pros YouTube channel, and we will get that shipped out to you as soon as possible. Again, the winner of the signed Michael Strahan Giants jersey is Mr. Josh 187. Congratulations to you for winning that. Now, we don't have a graphic for this. We'll do it again tomorrow night, making it look pretty for a graphic. But if you are somebody who likes to win stuff from us, we do have another giveaway this week, starting today. This is a signed DeAndre Swift Bears jersey. We will give this away for free, courtesy of our friends at pristineauction.com. All you got to do is subscribe to the Betting Pros YouTube channel right now. Drop a comment on any of the Daily Juice videos, and that's all you got to do to be entered. We will announce the winner of the signed DeAndre Swift Bears jersey later on this week, so make sure you got the notifications turned on so you can know when the videos are up and you can claim your prize. So if you are a Bears fan and you want to win a signed DeAndre Swift Bears jersey, we will give that away coming up to you guys here later on this week. Okay. 2 games to break down, 2 games to talk about today. It is President's Day. Let's talk about Duke at Virginia. So Thomas Jefferson famously founded the University of Virginia. If you go and live in Charlottesville like I have, Thomas Jefferson has an incredible place in history for this country, but also for the University of Virginia. The design, the layout, the buildings, it's all how Thomas Jefferson wanted it. It's gorgeous. The pillars, the buildings are all works of art. And I've worked at a variety of different schools in my life, covering a variety of different schools, working for them either as in broadcasting or teaching broadcasting. It's hard to top UVA. It's hard to top Virginia. So look I'm not saying that's the only reason why I'm betting Virginia here today, but 14.5 points at home. I have a 14.5 point dog in Virginia, who has been fairly good in the ACC this year. Virginia's covered 3 straight games. They're 8-6 ATS-wise in the ACC conference, and while Duke is led by Cooper Flagg and obviously the best player in the country, they're just 9-6 ATS in the ACC and 6-4 on the road this year, 5-5 over their last 10 games. For Virginia, they have won against Pittsburgh on the road by 16 points, which was super impressive. They were 13-point dogs in that game, and they won outright by 16 points. Against Georgia Tech, they won by 14 points, and against Virginia Tech on the road, they won by 3 points as 1.5-point dogs. This Virginia team is dangerous right now because everyone kind of wrote them off after Tony Bennett quit. Everyone just thought, okay, they got no shot. They're dead, but it's taken a while for Ron Sanchez to come around and get this team to buy in and to believe, but they've won now 4 of 5 and 5 of 7, and they're starting to come around to say, all right, we're not horrible. Some of the things, and this is a 15-point win according to KenPom, so 14.5 points is there. It's been the shooting for Virginia, the 3-point shooting for Virginia. They're currently 27th in the country in 3-point shooting, 37.7%. And what do you do when you shoot threes at home? Well, you get the crowd going, and you normally shoot better at home than on the road. So here's a Duke team where defensively Duke has been very good this year. One of the more underrated storylines is the defense for Duke. They're 4th in efficiency. They're 5th in effective field goal percentage. They're 75th in 3-point defense. They're number 1 in 2-point defense, which is really impressive. On the flip side, this is not your typical Virginia team. Like Virginia normally hangs their hat on defense, but not this year. They're 115th in efficiency defensively. They're 130th in effective field goal percentage defensively. But they've gotten hot offensively over the last couple of weeks. If they continue to hit threes, and this is all coming down to a 3-point shot for Virginia. If they hit their threes, Virginia won't lose this game by 15 or more points. They're going to lose this game. Okay, Duke is winning this game. But Virginia's got a shot, I think, to at least hang around and lose it by 10 or less. And I think John Paul Jones Arena, look, UVA fans hate Duke. Okay, everyone in the ACC hates Duke, but Virginia really hates Duke because they're very similar schools. They're very similar fan bases, very expensive. These are prestigious universities, one, in North Carolina and one in Virginia. They're not that far apart geographically. As somebody, my first job out of college, if you guys don't know, I was the play-by-play voice for UVA women, and I was also the pre- and post-game show host for UVA men's football or football for Virginia. So I have ties to Virginia, and I know what this game means. I know this game represents. I expect a really good effort here. I'm going to take the points. Give me Virginia plus 14.5 for UVA at home against Duke here tonight, 8 o'clock Eastern time. That game will be on ESPN. The other bet I'm going to make, and I am now officially done with Arizona. Baylor is hosting Arizona late. This is a 1-point loss for Arizona, okay? This is a game in which if you want to bet money line, I am not going to knock you at all, and I probably should bet money line. Okay, if you're talking about what bets I should be making, I probably should bet money line here with Baylor, but I'm going to lay 1.5 instead. It's minus 125. It's not horrible to go ahead and jump in on this, and we've seen some games obviously with Arizona where it's been tight. They lost 62-58 as 2-point dogs to Houston in their last game I was on Arizona. They lost to Kansas State 73-70. They lost to Houston 62-58, and now here they are against Baylor. Ken Pom has it as a 1-point loss. The number is 1.5. Arizona is in desperate need of a win. They're 11-3 now in the Big 12. They could go to 11-4 in the Big 12 if they were to lose here to Baylor. Baylor is coming off of a big overtime win against West Virginia and a loss to Houston their last time on the road. They beat Central Florida 91-76 in their home game before that. It's kind of been a loss-win situation for Baylor here. This would be a loss if you go under that that rhythm here. 2 games. The last time they had 2-game back-to-back wins was Kansas State and Utah, home and on the road against Utah. This is home and home. They haven't played many back-to-back home games, however, so a chance for them to get a win here over Arizona. Look, I think Baylor is catching this Arizona team at a perfect time. I think Arizona really is having a tough time of it. They're 14-11 ATS overall. They're 9-6 in the Big 12. But they are just 3-2 over their last 5 games. They're 6-6 ATS on the road, while Baylor is 7-5 at home this year ATS-wise. They've lost their last 2 ATS, and they're just 5-9 in Big 12 play. But when they're at home, they've been much better. At home against Kansas, they're laying 2, won by 11. At home against Central Florida, laying 10.5. They won by 15. Their last game against West Virginia, like I mentioned, went to overtime. They won the game by 3 as 8.5-point favorites. I think this is 3 straight losses for Arizona. I think that this team just right now is having a real tough time of it. This is the midseason swoon. Teams have done this before. They lost 2 games in a row to Wisconsin and Duke and then beat Davidson. They lost 2 games in a row. They lost to Oklahoma and West Virginia. They beat Southern Utah, but then turned around and lost to UCLA. Now, this is a much difficult situation because you're going K-State, Houston, and then on the road to Baylor, Waco, late night, tough environment, tough place to go play. I'll lay the 1.5 points here. Baylor minus 1.5 for 1.1 units. All right, so the plays for today, we're taking Virginia at home at plus 14.5 for 1.1 units, and Baylor minus 1.5. You can take money line easily if you want to do that. Go right ahead. Baylor to win the game here tonight. 1.5. I'll lay it though, just 1 bucket over Arizona for 1.1 units. Those are the plays for us here on a Monday. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.